Alright, so the NBA has announced that they have officially set a date, March 7th, for this year's All-Star game, and it's not just going to be, announced. They're not going to just have the players be announced and, give them their All-Star award and all that stuff. They're actually deciding that they're going to go through and play a full-out game. I think it's safe to say that every NBA fan would say that the All-Star game is one of the highlights of the regular season. We get 24 of that current year's best players all on the same floor at the same time, giving it their all, especially last season when we had the Elam ending implemented into the game. It made everything just a whole lot better. Players were playing at their hardest down to the final minutes, and overall it was a great experience. But in 2021, we've already had this crazy season where we have all of these travel restrictions, we have a ton of other restrictions on players and what they can do after games, in between games, while they're on the road. They have to stay in their hotel, they have certain rules when it comes to how they can practice, when they can practice, all these things because of the current pandemic we're living in. But the NBA has decided that it's somehow a good idea to bring all these players together from different cities, bring them all to one central location for the 2021 All-Star Game in Atlanta. And although they are doing it for a fundraiser type activity where they're trying to support HBCUs, it just also is very clear that this is just a very poor money grab by the NBA. But when weighing risk to outcome in this scenario, I just don't see any situation in which the outcome and positive results could outweigh the risks. If a outbreak does happen at this All-Star Weekend event, it would target and hit all of the best players in the league, which would be a catastrophic case for the NBA in terms of ratings and just, league sustainability. And I'm not at all saying that they shouldn't hold any festivities. The midway point of the season with the All-Star break, it's been a thing for a while now, and it will forever be a thing in the NBA, hopefully. I just think that there are plenty of other ways. Like, there has to be other ways for the NBA to reach these same goals, or at least similar goals, of trying to support HBCUs and other things that they are promoting without having to endanger the league's top players in one location. A couple ideas that I personally have seen while scrolling through Twitter or just the internet in general is to hold the dunk contest, 3-point contest, the skills challenge, all those things, but just do it remotely. I mean, I know that during the brunt of the pandemic, we had that horse challenge that was nationally televised on ESPN, and although it was kind of memey and a lot of people made fun of it and made jokes of it and made light of it, it was a decent idea. I mean, we were so basketball deprived that we were watching it, so I'd imagine that if they were to do a similar thing and incorporate the dunk contest, incorporate the 3-point shootout, incorporate other skills challenges during the All-Star break, I mean, there's not going to be any games for a whole week or so. I bet that they could get plenty of viewership that way. They could probably figure out some other ways to run some, I don't know, like raffles or something to raise some more money in this fundraiser attempt. But I just think there have to be other ways other than endangering your elite players. There have even been players who have already spoken out and called out the league for this terrible idea, and most notably Darren Fox, who, I mean, he probably won't even be in the All-Star game, yet he is still making a point of it that he's mentioned how there's all these restrictions on what they can and cannot do during the regular season, and it really just seems like the NBA is just throwing them all away in order to get an All-Star game to make some money, which again, I get that the NBA is in need of making money right now. They had a huge hit from the pandemic and the coronavirus and all that stuff. But again, I'm just back to my original point. There has to be other ways to solve this issue other than, hosting an All-Star game in Atlanta. Because that's another point as well. They're going to be in Atlanta, which is a known hotspot for NBA players to go out and have fun, party, socialize, and obviously, not everything's open because we are in a pandemic. But at the end of the day, there are workarounds. I wouldn't be surprised if players want to use their time off, a period of time, the All-Star break, which is supposed to be time off for them to lay back and just relax for a little bit and enjoy some activities, and the city of Atlanta just opens a lot of doors for these NBA players. Overall, I just see so many potential things that could go wrong in this scenario. NBA, it's very obviously just making a cash grab. This is not the type of behavior that we've expected or come to expect from Adam Silver, and it's caught a lot of NBA fans off guard. And to be honest, I've seen very few people actually supporting this decision. Almost everyone that I see talking about it is mentioning how this is a terrible idea and it's just an unnecessary risk, putting a lot of people in danger, and I fully agree with those people. As much as I love the All-Star game, especially with the implement of the ELM ending last season, there's just no reason to have it this season. We'll survive 1 year without it. I'd rather see teams maintain their best players and just stay healthy and have some time to rest rather than force them to play in this, kind of dumb game that, at least for this season, is a dumb game that just brings on so much risk. And as I mentioned with De'Aaron Fox already speaking out, I wouldn't be surprised if we see other, even more notable players decide to speak out or even sit out. I mean, it's fully up to the players whether they want to play or not, and I wouldn't even be shocked at all if we see some guys just simply choose to not play in the All-Star game because of the risks that are present there. So yeah, I definitely think the NBA is making a mistake in the way that they're going about this scenario. I doubt they're gonna change course at this point, as they've already announced it. Although who knows? We're the new times, crazy times. Anything can happen. But that'll do it for this video. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed this video or enjoy this type of content. And as always, most importantly, thank you for watching.